giving you the real from A to Z surrounding the Dallas Cowboys. News, updates, rumors, transactions, takes, and more. So strap up, Cowboys Nation, and start your day off with A to Z Sports. Live with Will Steele.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go.
Good morning, good people. Welcome to A to Z Sports Live. We are streaming live on YouTube, and of course, I am your host, Will Skywalker. Still, boom. Coming up today, part 2 of our game preview. We're taking a look at this Lions defense, where the Cowboys can attack them, why it's going to be a challenge in a certain area, but where they have the advantage if they lean into this part of the game. Plus, very important injury update, maybe the most important one we got so far to date. Wednesday's injury report, some good, some bad, and some promising news heading into Sunday's contest against the Detroit Lions. You know these Lions are coming in with revenge on their minds. So hopefully the Cowboys can get a little bit more healthy and they can, match that energy that they're going to be bringing to this game, Cowboys Nation. But what's good with your Bomb Squad?
Bomb Squad!
How is everyone doing? All my Florida folk. I hope you guys are getting through this storm quite literally. What is it? Hurricane Milton. I saw somebody in the chat say, "Hey, look, I'm through the worst part. Shouts out to you." I think Aaron's down there. Hopefully, you're fine, you're safe. But man, it's been some crazy storms the last 3 weeks, 2 weeks, and prayers out to all those who are caught up in the mix of it all. But if you are in the not eye of the storm, but you're in the storm track and you're here in the chat, man, let us know that you're safe to go. All right. What did I say, y'all? Let's get into this meat potatoes of the show after the roundup, because we do have a very important injury update I want to talk to y'all about. Let's do it.
It's time! It's time! It's time! It's time!
It's time.
It is time for...
It's time for the morning roundup. Round 'em up, boys.
Let me talk to you. Yeah!
Come on. Hey, Toxic Tom. I appreciate you for giving me a laugh during a serious moment. Toxic said, "These storms have more motion than our offense." Toxic, come on, man. We had a little something this past weekend, man. Maybe we'll use a little bit more motion this Sunday. I think we will. At least I hope we will. They better if they're watching the tape. Wednesday's injury report. Some good stuff there, some bad stuff there, but let's get to it. Marquise Bell was out, did not practice. This time it's just an illness. So I'd imagine unless it's extremely serious, he'll be back. Good to go. Again, though, I know a lot of people are not happy with his the distribution in his snaps, but he's mostly going to be special teams guy. We'll save a couple of these for a little bit later. Kalen Carson participates full, so we could see Carson back out there. That's a huge indicator that he's tracking to play, getting a full participation on Wednesday. So that's a good thing for him. Last week he was limited, I think, all week, and then he did not play. So looks like Carson could be making his way back. Diggs with the ankle, he ended up playing last week against the Steelers, and it doesn't seem like he had any issues, any setbacks, so he had to be listed here, though. But he did practice in full. Leafau popped up with a quad, but he's full. Zach Martin, veteran rest day, did not practice. Micah Parsons' ankle did not practice. Nick Vigil pops up here with a foot. He did not practice. Keep an eye on him. But here are the big ones. These are the big ones that I think we all were kind of looking at heading into this thing. Two of them, at the very least. Deron Bland, where is he at in a real practice? Is he limited? Is he did not practice? Because that would be a huge indicator if he's going to play. Bland practice in full. And when the reports came out, or at least when Stephen Jones came out and said, yeah, he's got a real shot to play here. And the reports I have, not reports, but the rumors I were hearing behind the scenes were 20, 25 snaps to kind of get him back in football shape. We didn't hear anything from Coach. So, Coach came out and said, yeah, I'm excited to see him out there, practicing. But obviously, we're going to take it one day at a time. But this was prior to practice. But let's see, how he does, number one. And he said, hey, it's not like he's just getting thrown out there. He's been doing football things with Britt Brown leading up to him participating in full. So seeing DaRon Bland as a full participation on Wednesday, unless there's a setback, likely Thursday, Friday, think he's playing, y'all. Think DaRon Bland is playing. If he practices in full all week and does not play, then something must have popped up on Saturday that they did not feel comfortable with DaRon Bland playing. But this is a huge deal for DaRon Bland practicing in full on Wednesday. Tyler Guyton, 1 out, second quarter in the Steelers game with the knee. According to Stephen Jones, he really wanted to get back in there, had his knee wrapped up heavily. There's no way. I saw him limping after the game now. But here we are Wednesday. He practices in full. I think he had a wrap around his knee or a brace or something like that. So we'll see where this goes throughout the week. If he is full throughout the week, I expect Tyler Guyton to be back out there. I just do. I know a lot of people don't want him back out there, but I don't foresee that happening. So expect to see Guyton playing in this one. And we're going to get, if he practices in full, and we're going to get into another tough matchup these boys are going to have with another all-pro type of player. But this one popped up. Did not expect to see this one, and a little bit concerning. We'll see where it goes. But Mykkele Kendricks did not practice with a calf and a shoulder injury. So he got issues up here. He got issues down there. Calf and shoulder. And we know Mykkele Kendricks is a veteran. So, anytime you see a veteran pop up on the injury report, you're like, ooh, you don't like that. So DNP for him. Hopefully he can get back today and limited and in full Friday. But Kendricks has been a real steady rock at middle linebacker for you this year, man. Truly has. He leads the team in tackles so far, and he has the highest run stop percentage at linebacker for you. And every time you watch each week, granted the week 2 and 3, the whole defense was just a mess for the most part. But every time you watch, I just feel confident he's going to be where he needs to be. He's kind of just that steady rock, green dot quarterback of the defense guy, helping these young bucks be in the right position and make plays. And him obviously, doing what he has to do as well and not missing a bunch of tackles. He has the lowest missed tackle percentage of the guys with I believe Leah Fowl has the lowest missed tackle percentage, then it's Mykkele Kendricks. So, when he's getting there, he's taking guys down and again leads the team in tackles. So Kendricks being out would be interesting. I wonder if they would go Leah Fowl or would Damone Clark be inserted in that for the green dot is what I'm talking about. Obviously Clark would be playing, but who would then be your green dot? I know back when Dan Quinn was here, they gave the green dot to Malik Hooker. I don't know if, and that's because the safeties had a huge part in what they were doing with Dan Quinn. I don't know if Mike Zimmer would do that. He seems very more traditional. I feel like a linebacker would get it again, and maybe would it be overshown? That'll be interesting to see. He says Marius Leah Fowl's brilliant, so maybe Leah Fowl's a rookie. Maybe he gets it, but that's something to follow here, man. Is Mykkele Kendricks going to suit up? If not, that's a big hit against a team that's going to run the ball a lot at you there. So hopefully, you're good to go. I looked over and saw Devon White.
No.
I'm good on that one. This has been your Injury Spotlight brought to you by OSMI. OSMI provides arthroscopic and robotic assisted orthopedic surgery, foot and ankle surgery, sports medicine, physical therapy, and a ton more, whether you're playing in the Little League, high school, collegiate, professional, doesn't matter. OSMI has you covered. Their orthopedic specialist has offices in Fort Worth, Decatur, Mansfield, and they provide state-of-the-art orthopedic care to the entire North Texas area. So hit them up at osmifw.com or 817-529-1900. We will have Dr. Booth be back on this month, and we got a lot to talk about. Cowboys got a lot of injuries, so get ready for Dr. Boothby to break down these injuries in a more detailed manner and kind of give us an update from a doctor's perspective on these guys' recovery. Yeah, I'm out on Devon White. Devon White got cut by the Eagles, and I saw somebody, not many people, on Twitter say, "Oh, what about Devon White? You know, as depth." Nah, I'm good. I mean, maybe he's motivated. He'll go somewhere and he'll play better. But even if you just watched him last year in Tampa, he was benched, I believe, by for Britt, a rookie or a young guy. Yeah, I think he might have lost a little bit of it, but that's the Eagles' problem, not my problem. They offset it, though. They luckily offset it, though, by Zach Bond, who's having a fantastic year at linebacker. They got lucky on that one. They got lucky. Oh, there go AA Ron. He said, "I'm here. We made it safe." Love to hear that, AA Ron. Love to hear that. Big Mex, we need them all, brother. Sway said, Devon White? No, sir. Oh, goodness. We got one of these Micah overrated people in the chat, y'all. Boo this man. Did somebody say Micah linebacker? Is that why this guy said what he said? Let me see it. Oh, somebody said Overshown is our best linebacker. And then Mitra said Micah ain't best. Overshown is. Well, Micah's not playing linebacker this year. But if Micah was playing linebacker full time, that's a different. They're not going to do it, but he'd be a problem. Devon White lost his job to Kobe Dean. Not my problem, man. Not my problem. I don't know how N'Kobe Dean is playing. I know Zach Bond was balling, but I don't know about N'Kobe Dean. But let's get to these Lions. Enough about them Eagles. Let's get to these Lions. This Lions defense, when I go back and watch, part of me, just the Lions in general, not even just the defense, I was like, let me go. Do I want to go back and watch the game in Week 17? But both of these teams are different. A lot of the players are the same, but there are key elements on both sides where the players are not, right? Like Dallas is down their top 4 rushers this year. 3 of those guys played last year. They're not playing this year. The Cowboys offense in Week 17 is that post Week 6 offense. So they were doing things in Week 17 that they weren't doing prior. The Cowboys offense this year are just now starting to do some of the things they did post Week 6 last year. So now we're trying to see if there's more consistency. We don't know just yet. We know what they did last week. Let's see if they can build on top of that and keep it going for consistency. The Lions defense, they were without a key player last year. Now they get not just a key player returning on defense, but they add different players on the outside and inside. So same teams for the most part, but different. So I didn't really want to go back and watch that game. So I wanted to watch more of what the Lions did this season. And this Lions defense, which is led by Aaron Glenn, a defensive coordinator who we should be familiar with, former Dallas Cowboy, they've improved. They have improved. Last year they were 23rd in scoring defense. This year they're 10th so far. And that's with, last week Seattle scoring 29 in what was a blowout for the most part. But this defense went out and they realized, and this is what I appreciate about these type of front offices and their general manager. They realized they were close. They realized they had some real weaknesses on defense that kind of bit them in the ass in that playoff loss in the championship game. And they went out and said, you know what? We're going to fix that. Added DJ Reader, added Carlton Davis at 2 positions, and then they drafted a first-round corner. At the 2 positions, they needed a little bit more help in. And by adding DJ Reader, that has continued making their run defense tough. It's tough to run on these boys. unless you got a dog like Kenneth Walker out there. Kenneth Walker's one of the more underrated backs in this league. I keep saying it. But they're only allowing 3.6 yards per carry to running backs this year. And again, a lot of that is because Kenneth Walker. You remove Kenneth Walker from that equation, they're only allowing 2.7 yards per carry and only one 10-plus yard rush to a running back not named Kenneth Walker. So, and the Cowboys are not lining up Emmitt Smith back there in this game. So they're going to have to be creative in how they do it because DJ Reader, Aleem McNeil, Aiden Hudson, just the front alone is a tough team to run on. And yes, I said Aleem McNeil. See, Aleem McNeil was out last year. He didn't play against the Cowboys. So when we talk about the guys that Tyler Guyton has went up against to start the season, right? Tough slate. Cooper Beebe's starting to get a lot of similar opponents. Maybe they're not, again, household names, but if you're in the football world, they are. He's had to go up against, Tomlinson in week 1. Jones, the Ravens. We talked about Jones and Matabuke, Dexter Lawrence, Keanu Benton, and now he gets Reader and McNeil. That's a tough sled right there. We should know DJ Reader a couple years ago. He was whooping on everybody not named Zach Martin at home. Would have loved to sign DJ Reader, by the way. So Cooper Beebe is going to have to bring his hard hat to this game because McNeil and Reader are going to make things a little bit tough on him. In that game last year, again, if you want to go back and you do want to say, well, Sky, we did XYZ against them last year. Cool. Well, how do we do it on the ground? TP averaged 3.1 yards per carry on the ground. The Cowboys were a little more stubborn in running the ball. I think they ran it 20-some times. TP has 16 carries, which shocked me. I didn't expect them to really run the ball that much against them because they were a really good run defense, and we were a poor rushing offense last year at that point in time. So they ran it 16 times with Tony Pollard. He averaged 3.1 on the ground. And much like last year, this year they carry over a very talented and deep linebacker room. I like their linebacker room. They may not have, one Pro Bowler, all-pro, all-world type guy, but when you look at Rodriguez, Anzalone, Campbell, Barnes, that's a deep unit, and they all play. And they play that downhill brand of football, which is why it's tough to sustain a ground game against them. These dudes they're not letting you just run the ball unless you're Kenneth Walker and Kenneth Walker the dog and you got a dog right there. But if you don't got a dog back there like that and you don't got a Detroit Lions type of offensive line, it's going to be tough. So when I look at this matchup, and last week Rico averaged 4.4 on the ground. Oh man, I would take that all day. If we could average 4.4 yards per carry on the day, we get a little bit more from Zeke and Hunter Lipke on the ground. And when I say a little bit more, maybe you get to the red zone, and this time instead of being goofy and giving it to Rico, you give it to Zeke or Lipke. I'll take it. If the ground game goes crazy in this one, I would be shocked. I would honestly be shocked. Your advantage is through the air, but you just need the running game to have its moments like it did in Pittsburgh. It wasn't an amazing ground game. You had 106 rushing yards. If I can get 106 rushing yards and my leading rusher has 4.4 yards per carry, oh, that's going to feel like 200. That's going to feel like 200 rushing yards. Let me just tell you how low the bar has gotten here in Dallas. And look, I get it. We are excited about 85 rushing yards on 20 carries because we didn't have a run game going into that Steelers game. And that's a really good run defense. So, and that's why I say in this one, if you can get me 85 again, anywhere between 4.5 yards per carry, boy, I'm throwing a party. Not going into this game with unrealistic expectations, thinking that this rushing offense is just going to tee off for $150. If it does that, it'll be the anomaly, not the norm, for this team that you're going against and for your team, the Dallas Cowboys. But we're at a point right now with this rushing offense until maybe later in the year, maybe things will change. But right now, I will take 100, 115 rushing yards between, Rico, Zeke, Lipke. I guess they'll do some reverses. We'll see. We'll see. They tried to do something with who was it? Turpin. That didn't work out last week. But this is a really good rush defense that the Cowboys are going up against. And an aggressive down. This is going to be a different style of rush defense than Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh relies heavily on their front four. In my opinion, these guys rely heavily on their linebackers getting downhill and shutting it down at the line of scrimmage. So you got to be creative in how you do it. If they try to go out there and just run straight at these dudes, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Not with this team, and not with this backfield, not with this offensive line, and the way they've been blocking throughout the season in this scheme. So they got to be a little bit more creative in that. With that said, let's stick there real quick, because I want to preview my Underdog Fantasy Game Day Pick'em. Join the million-plus fans who've made game days more entertaining by playing along on Underdog Fantasy Sports. Sign up with our promo code ATOZ Dallas and get a deposit match up to $1,000. You don't got to go far. Just use the link in the description to get started today. Underdog Fantasy. Watch them. Pick them. Win them. We just talked about Rico Dowdle. Last week, it was Dak Prescott, higher or lower with the passing yards. And what I usually do, okay, how many quarterbacks have thrown for over that amount of yards? How many running backs have rushed for over this amount of yards for Rico Dowdle? 42.5 rushing yards is the higher or lower today, which is Thursday, October 10th, because sometimes it changes. So if you want to go get on this right now, you might want to. So I think Kyron Williams, maybe, in week 1, rushed for 50 yards on 18 carries. And then, obviously, last week you had 2 weeks ago, you had Kenneth Walker rush for over 100 yards, I believe, against them. So, okay, 4 games, 2 running backs rushed for over 42.5 yards. I don't think that's a lot. I don't think 42.5 is a lot. I think he can hit this. I think he can. I might waffle on this over the next few days, but if I had to lean towards, higher or lower, I would go higher in this game. And maybe why, again, don't like to go looking at last year. But last year we were stubborn at the crib against them. And if Rico's going to get 16, 18, 20 carries again, I could easily see him get more than 42 yards. Right? Easily see him get more than 42 yards. And when they asked Coach Mike McCarthy, hey, what's going on with Zeke? I thought Zeke was going to be the short yardage guy, goal line guy. McCarthy immediately said, look, this week is going to look like last week. Oh, this week's going to look like last. So that means Rico's going to get the significant amount of touches, probably as he should, given what the backfield looks like. And then they'll throw in Ezekiel Elliott here and there. So if Rico gets 15 plus, I got higher today. Cowboys Nation, higher or lower? Rico Dowdle, 42.5 rushing yards against this Lions run defense. Now, I know I said this run defense is good, but we're talking about 42 yards. That's not really asking for a whole lot. Now, the other 2 games, they didn't give up a bunch of rushing yards to running backs. And even the game week 1, again, 18 carries, I think it was 50 yards. So it's not like that was a lot, but we're talking about 42.5. That's not really a whole lot for me. I got higher. I've got higher. Rolo, Dan Campbell, 4th and 40. We're going for it. Come on, man. Only hits. Give the ball to Hunter Lipke more. Yeah. Detroit's run D is pretty good. Yes, Chris. That's what we've been talking about. Yeah. Take the first quarter rushing for 7.5. Sure. Look, go to Underdog Fantasy Sports. Use the promo code ATOZ Dallas. There's a bunch of different higher or lowers. This is just one of them. I bet they give 10 for the over or under. 10 what? 10 what? And then Cowboy Shank said, which tackle will go against Hutchinson? Well. That's a great segue. That is a great segue into basically burying the lead here. I'm talking about the DJ Readers, the Elaine McNeils, the talented young linebacker room. But let's not get it twisted, man. Let's not get it twisted. That man right there, Aiden Hudson, is a problem. You know, he may not have the TJ Watt, Myles Garrett fame just yet, but this dude is really damn good. And so far, he leads the NFL in sacks and pressures. And Cowboy Shank said, well, which tackle he's going to go up against? Both of them. He's going to go up against both of them. This isn't TJ Watt. TJ Watt lines up 100% of the time over the right side of the offensive line. Aiden Hutchinson is going to move around. He moved around last year, and he whooped both of the Cowboys tackles. Tyron Smith got that work. Terrence still got that work. Now, when I say whooped, I mean he had 3 sacks against the Cowboys last year. Now, again, you can grade the 65 and not the 5, but Aiden Hutchinson was a problem. So, got the victory. You didn't let TJ Watt totally wreck the game. Granted, he got that sack fumble. You don't want that. Nick Herbig he's a problem. Guyton and Terrence, buckle up. There's no rest. You got another dog coming right at you. Okay? And again, 62% of the time he's on the left side. 38% of the time he's on the right side. So he's going to go up against both of these dudes. Mind you, he's leading the league in sacks and pressures with a bye week. Now, the pressures are from PFF. But that's really impressive. And he wrecked that Bucs game. Granted, they didn't win. It wasn't because of their defense. Defense only gave up 20. He wrecked that Bucs game. He had 4 sacks in that game. Like I said, last year he had 3 against the Cowboys. So, look, he's going to get his fair share of wins, which you can't do. You cannot let him get that strip sack like TJ Watt and Nick Herbig got this past Sunday. So, if he gets a sack, you deal with it, you eat it, you keep it moving. But don't let him get 4 sacks, a sack fumble or 2. Then that's wrecking the game. That's changing the game dynamic and potentially costing you a victory there. So, same energy as last week for me. Send help towards his way. And then when you are one-on-one, make sure you've either got an option to get the ball out quick, or you say, hey, cuzzo, I need you. This play, I need you. I need you to just not let him wreck you so we can get something downfield. Hey, Tyler Guyton, brother, I don't give a damn what you got to do. Don't let him get past you and wreck this play. I need you. So obviously he's going to get one-on-ones. Ideally, you don't like it, but sometimes you just have to survive those one-on-ones against these type of rushers. They're going to help a lot. But when you get those one-on-ones like you did last week against TJ Watt, yeah, he won a couple of them things. But he also did not win a couple of them, and that allowed the Cowboys to get some big plays. So it's the same thing for me. Don't let him wreck the game. Before I get to the coverage aspect of this, let's hit the phone lines real quick. Talk to G from 215. What's good with you?
What's good? How you doing, Sky?
I'm doing fantastic, brother. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm a little under the weather.
Uh-oh.
But 10 toes down. Excuse my voice. What's up, Cowboy Nation? Yeah, absolutely right with Aiden Hudson. And don't forget, he is sneaky in that pass game. He will rush, and then he has a knack for dropping back in that passing lane, and he does disrupt the pass in the passing game with interceptions and batted balls. So not only is he a monster rushing and pressure, he will get sneaky with you, and he'll get a pick 6, or he'll change the game with an interception as well. So I just wanted to throw that in there. I know you know that, but I just wanted to throw that in there.
Yeah, he hasn't dropped back as much this year, but you're right. I remember his rookie year. What did he have, like 2 interceptions? I think he had like 2 picks in his rookie year doing exactly that. You know, faking the rush, dropping back, and next thing you know, interception.
Yeah, I think his first 2 years, he was pretty sneaky with that. So I don't know if they're trying to really have him be a pure rusher, but I don't trust him. I don't trust that coach either. But I just have
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say maybe it might be based on, per game. Maybe there's a game where it makes sense for him to drop back, right? Maybe it's a game where it's like, man, we got the super advantage on your tackle. We're just going to rush him. I know against the Bucks, they just were just rushing him, man, and he was just whooping these dudes.
Yeah. I got a couple concerns and an observation. Two concerns. First of all, I was going to ask you about Kendricks, and I didn't know he was injured.
Yeah, he's hurt.
And this really plays into my one of the questions I have. I noticed they exposed him on that first drive with the running back out on that wheel route. And if it was running back didn't drop the ball, that would have been a big play on the first drive last week with the Pittsburgh. And Booker got exposed. Say it again.
You're talking about the fullback leak?
Yeah, the fullback leak. Yeah. That was one of my concerns because I know Detroit loves to have those wheel routes and those leak routes. They love to isolate tight ends on linebackers, and they love isolating those running backs on linebackers. So that was a concern going into this game with Kendricks before the injury. So if he is playing and he got a bad calf, there might be a little stronger concern as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I mean, Sam Laporta on these linebackers it is what it is. And I love Leofau and Demo, but Sam Laporta is a damn good backer. So it's a tough matchup. It's a tough matchup, sure.
Yeah.
And then if you get Gibbs on these backers, that's also a tough matchup.
Oh, yeah. We really going to be in trouble with that. But one of my other main concern is there's always been a concern. It's a concern of all of ours. The coaching, the offense. We didn't target Turpin in the Giants game. You went away from him. Then you come back last week, and then you go to him. Are we going to have this 1 week Turpin, 1 week not Turpin? I mean, can we just have a consistent Turpin every week? And can we also have consistent tight ends? We had a 19-play drive, touchdown drive, and I don't care about Dink and Dak. If that's going to give you a 7 or 19-play run the clock, Dink and Dak all day. Of course, you're going to have some big shots downfield. But like you said, with Hutchinson, you have to have those plays where you get rid of the ball real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see more of those tight end plays where they just jump off the line of scrimmage, run 3 yards, boom, quick outs. Just move the ball. And to another thing with that, and I'll let you answer, with Brooks in the middle, there was 2 times that Dak had Brooks in the middle. One, I believe, was on that fumble in the red zone, and one was when he rolled out and tried to throw the fan for it.
He didn't have nobody in the red zone on the fumble. I could pull up the play for you guys if you want. There was not a single soul open on that play. He should just ate the sack.
Okay, well, it was one play we were in the red zone, and Brooks was there sitting. He ran a little route, and he sat.
I'm telling you right now, brother, I'm not exaggerating. There was one play where there was a receiver open on a pass play in the red zone, and it was the play that Jalen Tolbert sprained his nuts. That was that play.
Okay.
I'm just being honest, man. Yeah. But what's your point on Brooks? I'm just go back and watch. If you got the all 22, go back and watch.
Please. I think there's 2 plays with Brooks. One was on Spanford that wasn't in the red zone. When he rolled out, and you showed this on the all 22. If Dak was more patient and would have went through his ops, Brooks was right there. My point is, I know we have this predetermined with the owner. Certain players got to get the ball. People who's getting paid got to get the ball. But does that play in Dak's mind, that pass down the middle when he goes through his reps, coming back to Brooks? Because Brooks is there. And is it just predetermined? Brooks ain't getting the ball. He's just a dummy route, or
I'm not sure where you're seeing Brooks is just open in this game. I don't know what you're talking about.
Please go back and look at the span for you showed it on the all 22 with Dak. He went through his progressions and he rolled out and he threw it over the span for.
Number one, if you actually listen, if you listen to the breakdown of it, G. I explained to you why that play played out the way it played out. Number 2, that wasn't Brooks. That was Jalen Tolbert. You're talking about who was in the middle of the field. That was Jalen Tolbert, not Brooks. Okay. And what that play was, because Brooks wasn't out there, it was Kevontae Turpin, it was Jake Ferguson, CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Tolbert. They ran orbit motion multiple times throughout the game. We showed, I think 3 or 4 orbit motion plays, and the Cowboys ran 2 different plays out of orbit motion. It was setting it up. I respect it. I love it. But the issue with that play is it's a progression read. This is the problem you run into with progression reads. It's read 1, Linebacker buzzes underneath, cornerback plays outside. It's not there for CD Lamb. So the slant's not there. He has to come off of it. Read 2, Jalen Tolbert in the middle. Linebacker is sitting right on top of him. Can't go to Jalen Tolbert right there. So read 3, bet I got the swing pass. No, I don't, because we ran this swing pass to Kevontae Turpin twice, and that cornerback played it differently both times. He played it over last time and got beat. He went underneath it, and he basically closed that off. So Dak didn't feel comfortable throwing that ball. So the next read would be to span forward, and span forward hadn't cleared yet. So Dak was trying to play above what they call the 2.3. So he played above the 2.3 and escapes and tries to create a throwing lane for span forward. And he does. I don't know how he got it there. And he got it there. But what I was saying in the breakdown was this is the issues with progressive reads. And this is the issue with 1, 2, 3, play above the 2.3. He dips out the pocket trying to create that window. And if he had eyes in the back of his head, he would have realized there was no pressure on the left side and there was mad room in the middle. Just kind of sit there, reset the pocket, and hit Jalen Tolbert in the middle. But there was no Brooks involved in that play. Hopefully, I know that's a long explanation, but hopefully it helps you out.
Okay. Hallelujah just confirmed in the chat. Brooks was wide open on that end zone interception. That's the play. When he threw the interception to CD, Brooks was sitting in the, I don't know if he was in the end zone.
I'll pull it up.
I'm telling you. If you go back, Brooks was there. I saw it, Scott.
He was not wide open, bro. If he makes that, go ahead. Keep going. I'll pull it up for you.
I'm just saying. I saw it after they showed the replay, and then I went back and I watched the entire game. I saw 2 plays, and that was one of them. Brooks was there, and then the other one you said was there. But my whole thing is... Yeah.
What's your main point? And then I'll show you that it was not open. But go ahead.
My main thing is, and trust me, I love Dak, I love my team, this, that, and the other. I saw the coach Belichick. He went over some flaws with the young boy, the rookie quarterback, and he said that, he does this, that, but he said he does struggle in the middle of the field once you take those first 2 reads away.
Who?
Dak is my man. We love Dak. My question is, does Dak struggle with that third look after he goes through his progressions? Does he struggle sometimes, or is it already predetermined that man, that player, is not going to get the ball in his play because we're trying to get the big play? That's all I'm trying to.
Gotcha. I'm not going to hold it against you, because if you don't know that answer, then you genuinely are looking for an answer. No. Absolutely, absolutely not.
Okay. Take your word, bro. Take your word.
I mean,
but yeah, go back and look at the all.
Just watch. I mean.
No. I think Dak is great down the seams, down the middle, but I have seen throughout his career, once he goes through his progressions, that middle of the field, when he comes back, he either doesn't go there because he's looking for the big play. That's just my observation. I can be wrong. But I want us to win. I want us to have a good game. Just an observation. Please go back and look at that 22.
I'm pulling it up right now. I'm pulling it up right now, brother. All right, man. Appreciate you.
Want me to stay on? You want me to stay on, or
I mean, if you, it's up to you. I got another. Oh, actually, no, that's Marv. So it's up to you. I'm trying to pull it up right now. You can't really see me. Yeah. I mean, unless you're watching it right now, you can't really see it. But I don't know if you need to get off. I don't know, but you let me know if you can see it while it's here.
I'm watching on the iPad. I don't know.
You're watching on the iPad, so you can see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm might be a little behind, but it didn't come up.
No. I don't have it up just quite yet.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't have it up just yet. Let me see here. Give me 1 second, y'all, because I have to do some kind of boom.
I don't want to take no time away from Magic City. Marv.
No. We close out with Magic City. It's only right. So I wish I could pull up my. Hold on. Let me see here. Let me see. It might let me. 1 second, y'all. 1 second. Properties. If I saw Laws in the chat, as Law would say, building the plane while we in the air.
Cole Beasley was wide open, bro. Went to Des. Okay.
Say Cole Beasley.
I hear you, Law. Yeah, he said that's like saying Cole Beasley was wide open when Romo went to Des in the playoff game.
I can't pull up my hold on. Epidemic.
So Brooks is in the slot. CD is wide on the left side.
Can y'all see this? Hold on. Y'all see this? Dang, y'all can't see it. All right, man. Whatever. Don't worry about it. I'll just try to explain it why it's going here. So I know exactly what y'all thinking here. Y'all can't see my cursor, which sucks. Oh, y'all can't see my cursor right here. This is what you're thinking, right? You're thinking right here, just throw it to him. I can't show the other.
No.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I don't. No, not right there. It hasn't even moved yet. I don't know what you see.
You're going to be on a delay. You're on a delay, so I can't really talk. That's why I was like, you probably should hang up the phone. I can't really talk to you about it because you're on a delay. So to those in the chat, this is what y'all probably thinking right here, right? Just rip the ball right there. Just throw it right there. The linebacker's buzzing right underneath that. Bet. All right, if he clears the window. You think this is open? The safety is facing this way because the ball is thrown. If this is going to Brooks, Minkah Fitzpatrick is firing down. He's waiting for you to do that. He's waiting for you to throw that ball right there, and he's going to take his head off. If Brooks sits in this hole here, then that's a different discussion.
I disagree, Scott. I disagree. If that's a quick throw, if that's a read right off the jump instead of the read to CD, that's a completion. That's a completion right there. It's in the hole.
Brother,
it's in the window.
He's not sitting down. He has to
right
sit.
There.
No, look. Look at his motion. Look at his motion. Now I can't talk to you because you're behind.
I see that. No,
he's not sitting down. If he sits in the window, maybe. The design is, and that's why I wish I had my arrows. The design is not for him to sit down. It's to run into the middle of the defense here. Dak Prescott can't do what's it called, telekinesis or whatever we say. Hey, I'm telling you to sit down in this hole. Jalen Brooks, if he was a veteran, maybe he sits down in this hole right here. You sit, boom.
Right.
But this is a
so
slant.
You answered my question. So you answered my question. It's predetermined. I understand what you're saying.
What do you mean it's
Brooks
predetermined? All plays are predetermined.
You have to have options in every play. If this man ain't open, I'm going here.
No. I'm talking about Brooks' route is predetermined. If Brooks had an option to sit down, I don't. He don't like options. They don't run options in that manner.
Right.
They do, but they don't like them. And Brooks ain't the guy to run it with. If Brooks' option is to sit down in the hole, it's right there. Brooks wasn't an option to sit down in the hole. His option was a slant to the middle of the field. So Dak is not looking right there because if he throws it, he's throwing it to air. He's throwing it behind him.
Right. So that's my point. That's my point. It's coming from the top.
No. Your point is you think that, CD Lamb is getting paid, so he's not looking at other guys. That's bullshit. Let me tell you why it's bullshit. Okay. The second half of all these games, CD Lamb does not have a lot of targets or receptions. The second half in the last 3 games, it's the other guys that have stepped up that Dak has been going to. Dak has not forced the ball to CD Lamb in these second halves. That play, he sure did force the ball. I don't know why he forced the ball right there. I don't know if he was thinking it was a offsides. I don't know. Boneheaded play. But what you're trying to insinuate is wrong so far. Maybe the rest of the season it might look that way, but that play is not an indicator of, CD Lamb's getting paid, let me force him the ball. Dude, if you watch the whole season, he's not forcing the ball to CD Lamb enough in the second half, and that's an issue that they need to figure out. Not that they need to force it, but they need to figure out how to get that chemistry going in the second half.
Right. I totally understand that the teams are taking CD out of the game in the second half. So Dak, being the smart quarterback that he is, anybody would know, now we got to sprinkle it to other wide receivers.
And he's been doing that, though.
In the first half, since this was in the first half, right, when we know we're trying to get CD all the balls he can get, balls, if necessary, because we know they're going to try to take him out in the second half, all I'm saying is this play was to CD only when Brooks could have had an opportunity on this same play. That's all I'm saying. If you're not
no, that's not what you're saying. What you're saying, you're going back to one play because I just ethered you. You're trying to use this one play. You're saying Dak is not going through his reads. He's forcing it to CD Lamb, and you think it's because up top is telling him to do so. That is not the case. Dak has clearly been going through his reads. There were 2 huge plays in that first half that went to non-CD Lamb people, Jalen Tolbert and Kevontae Turpin. So, you know, I know what you're trying to push here, but I don't agree.
No,
it's your opinion. I just don't agree with it.
Right. It's just my opinion. I'm not trying to push it. I want us at the end of the day be successful. All I know is when we're watching a game live, I know everybody has said once before, stop forcing it to CD, stop forcing it to CD, stop forcing it to Dez. That's our reaction right away because we think they're forcing it. Then when we go back and we see it, we might show that. You're saying it doesn't. I think sometimes he do. But at the end of the day, I'm not a Dak basher. I'm a Cowboy man to the day I die. I'm just seeing something that I think, you know, if they have 2 options in this one play, Brooks could get some burn. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
But,
all right, man. Appreciate you, Jim. This is a great point by Law as well that could have happened here. I think he might have thought it was a free play. He saw, who was it, number 94? I think it was Cam Hayward, who couldn't get off the field in time, and he just snapped and tried to throw it to him. I don't, again, that's why I think this specific play, I said this in the post-game or halftime show, one of them, was more of an anomaly than a norm. That he does not make that type of play consistently. I think he thought he had a free play, just throw it up, and then clearly those 2 guys were on the same page. I don't think this had anything to do with, hey, this is the call and screw everything else, I'm going to CD Lamb. That's really not how he operates routinely, especially when you look at this season where in the second half of these games, he's not been going to CD Lamb enough. We want him to actually increase those targets. So he's not going to him enough. And during the first half of these games, outside of this game, the Steelers game, the way that the game plans were coming out, I thought were shit. I told y'all that. I thought it was poor. I thought it was terrible. And it was just, 88, y'all do y'all thing, right? And now you get to the Steelers game and they come out with a better game plan, a way better game plan. So if you're saying that they're just going to he's straight up just ignoring everything else and forcing it to CD, I don't think that's the case because the second half shows that's not happening. If you're saying from time to time he does that, yes, we all know that. But it's CD Lamb. I don't care about forcing it to CD Lamb as long as it's creative. If you're forcing it in that manner, that's a problem. If you're forcing it, I guess you had to do what you had to do against the Saints. But if you're forcing it and CD Lamb's in the slot, they know he's going to run a slant, that's a problem. But if you're using CD like, say, Malik Neighbors or how they use Wan'Dale Robinson, got no problem with you. But if you're going to be uncreative in it and just spam Lamb with slants like they did in a couple of these other games, I got a problem with that. But this specific play, what you're asking Brooks and Dak to do is have this psychopath, like be psychics and tell Brooks to sit. That's not what he's designed. His play is to run a slant. So Dak isn't expecting him to sit in that hole. He's expecting him to run a slant where there's a linebacker and a safety right in between. And he thought he can get CeeDee Lamb on a free play, and it didn't happen. It was a boneheaded play. But to say that he's ignoring all these other guys in a situation like that or throughout the game, I disagree with. And to say that there was a bunch, he was open in this, I disagree with that too. So there we go. 323, what's up?
Yo, hello.
Yes, sir.
All right, yo, what's up, man? My name is Marty, man, from Cali. Quick question. So if say if Jerry Jones said, yo, man, we got to make a choice out of Jonathan Taylor, Jeffrey Simmons, or Amari Cooper. We only could pick one to trade with. Who go with?
I love this Madden question. Jonathan Taylor. Who was the other one? Justin Simmons.
Sorry, Jonathan Taylor. Yeah, Jeffrey Simmons.
Oh, Jeffrey. Okay. Who else?
Yeah, or Amari Cooper. Or Coop.
It wouldn't be Coop. Tell you that right now. Wouldn't be Coop.
It'd be Coop.
No. I don't think it would be. I don't think Jerry want him back on this team. Whew.
Okay.
I will go Jeffrey Simmons.
Okay. All right. No, I was just thinking because, man, I think we need more. I think that defense is looking pretty good now, but still, man, we just need that. Just one more person on that line, man, or something, man. But defense looking better than it was earlier in the year, man. So
you would say Justin Simmons. I mean, if we had a fantasy trade, you would take Justin over Taylor, Cowboys Nation. Justin Simmons or Jonathan Taylor. I like this fantasy question.
Oh no, I was saying Jeffrey Simmons, like the defensive lineman.
Yeah, Jeffrey Simmons. That's what I'm saying. Jeffrey Simmons, you would take him over Jonathan Taylor?
Would I take him over Jonathan Taylor?
Yeah, which one? I would take Jeffrey Simmons. I know. Look, and that's a tough question. Either one, I'll be happy to have, right? But you still are not getting any movement in the middle consistently. You don't have a wrecker, a game wrecker, a difference maker in the middle of that defense. And right now, without Mike and D-Law and them boys, it would help to have one. Granted, it helped to have a nice running back too, but I want that 1-tech, 3-tech guy that can just wreck shop and make things easier around you. Damn, that's a tough question though. Let me see in the chat. Taylor, Jeffrey. Funny, Jeffrey by a mile followed by Taylor by a mile. plus also think long term, right? Long term, give me the game wrecking 3-tech or 1-tech defensive tackle. Period. That's plays at a higher level longer than a running back who's already had injury issues. I think he actually was out last week or got injured. You're going to have to pay him. So you're really only renting him. So yeah, give me the dude I can keep around for the next 4 or 5 years.
Okay. I like that. And do we still have the what's his name? That receiver still on our practice squad? That Billy Johnson kid?
Nah, he got cut. They didn't pick him back up, but they kept Moreno Cropper.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, call him up, man. I mean, I like. Don't get me wrong, I like Brooks, but I'm still kind of mad. Like the whole when he slipped against the Saints, that's probably why he's not seeing that ball as much, man. That caused Dak first pick of the season when he slipped against the Saints. And me personally, I bet he got over that. So I was just saying.
Tom Brady said he would have never gotten it done. Tom Brady said I wouldn't even have never looked his way again because he did that.
Yeah,
but he he responded in this game making that tough catch. He had been kind of not phased out, but he didn't get a lot of targets after that. But in that game, he had a big catch that should have been a first down. Bad spot, in my opinion, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it should have been the first down. They shouldn't have rushed it. They should have just, challenged it or whatever. Because we end up putting that down that series anyway. So they should have just calmed it down and all that. But all right, man. That's all I wanted to know, man. That's all. I appreciate you still, man. I appreciate all the work you're doing, man. Representing, I'm representing Cali, but I hear you all the way out there, brother.
Hey, I appreciate you because in Cali, you waking up early. So thanks, man.
Yes, sir. You have a good one, man. Y'all take care.
Salute. It's a fun question. And I find myself fighting myself because I like Jonathan Taylor, but I had to think a little bit long term. And didn't Taylor get hurt again? Been injured a little bit. He's a damn good back though, man. But you're probably looking at a year with Jonathan Taylor, and you gotta pay him, and it's just like, oh, draft one of these backs. And to me, that's just how I feel. Where Jeffrey Simmons is that dude on the interior. You haven't had a Jeffrey Simmons type of defensive tackle since Jay Ratliff. So, yeah, give me Jeffrey Simmons. Simmons. Who changed their name to Durag Mark Aaron? That was not even Durag Sky. I told me to go look at the film, and I told you to look at the film, and people gonna see what they see. That's one thing I'm learning. Long-term Simmons, no doubt. Archie said it's real close. I know it's tough, man. Special Case said it's close. JB Simmons, Andre Simmons. Tough one. Yeah, JL said, damn, it's that long ago. It's been that. Think about it, JL. After Jay Ratliff, who has been that consistent record for over 6 months, right? Because David Irving was every 3 games and he gets suspended. So you can't really count David Irving because that's just like a year, not even a year, half a year, gets suspended. We'll see him next year. 3 games, gets suspended off the team type situation. So I can't even count David Irving. I'm talking about a guy that's you can count on consistently for a 3-4 year stretch of balling like that. There hasn't been a guy. It was Leroy Glover, then Jay Ratliff, and since then there's been nobody. And David Irving's been the most talented guy, but he has not been a guy that you could count on. Hatcher was a defensive end, and that when they moved him out, was a defensive end to for one season. Was it Rod? I forget who it was. He had 11 sacks and he left. Hatch wasn't dominant. Hatch was a solid 3-4 defensive end. And I think Bill Parcells, he started it, and then who was it? Coach Cupcake. I always call him that. Wade Phillips. So, Hatch was cool, but dominant? Nah. Henry Melton, no. Henry Melton was a rental. Same likes of a Terrell McClain. There's been nobody the Cowboys have had on that interior, again, outside of it, like a 3 to 4, 5 month stretch, if that. Hell, you could even argue nobody for a full year has been like that. Henry Melton got signed when Rod got here, and he got hurt a little bit through that, and he wasn't a dominant factor for more than, half a season. So Spears, no, Spears was not like Jay Ratliff, but he was also a 3-4 defensive end that played his role very well. It's been long, man. Long time. I'm ready for a defensive tackle. Crawford, come on, man. All right, let's get back to breaking down these boys here. Let's get to the coverage aspect of who the Lions are. Now, from a coverage standpoint, last year they had to address, or this season they had to address that quarterback position. They were terrible, and obviously the Cowboys made them pay with a record-breaking day by CeeDee Lamb last year. But the guy that he was just crushing last year barely plays this season. They went out and they traded for Carlton Davis, and then they drafted Terrion Arnold in the first round. Those two guys play over 93% of the snaps. So you'll see those two out there. Carlton Davis, we gave him some work in Tampa, so I'm cool with that. Terrion Arnold, he's a rookie. So while they may be better, I still think the Cowboys with CeeDee Lamb can make plays on these guys. But given that they've upgraded in their secondary, they are a little bit more confident in running more man. So they're running man now at a 42% clip per Next Gen Stats, which ranks third in the NFL. And they're only completing 47%, or teams are only completing 47% of targets against them when they do that, which is the third best in the league. And with Dak, last year, he was ripping man defenses apart. Again, mostly once they figured out the motion type of offense, they did more things post week 6, right? They just said, hey, Dak, go out there, do your thing, and they got better. This year, not that case. Kind of similar, again, to how I started last year. He's 25th in completion percentage and 17th in completion percentage over expected. Last year, he was first in both categories. Him and CeeDee Lamb are ripping man defenses apart. This year, because Dak is throwing in a lot more tight windows, specifically to like a Lamb and a Brandon Cooks. Hell, even before last week, even Tolbert. So everybody, right? Before last week, it's not been as successful. Now, he is top 5 in yards per attempt, but as you can see here, he's not completing them at a higher rate. So I think that's more to do with the first 4 or 5 weeks. They haven't really been able to be, or they haven't been creative in getting guys open and separation, et cetera, et cetera. Last week, you saw that. Now, not all of it was in man, but hell, if you continue to do that exit motion, play action, at snap stuff, and be creative in your play calling, you're going to get guys open in man coverage a lot easier because guys are going to be biting on play action, biting on guys, in motion or orbit than maybe you will if you're just stagnant. Everybody stay in their position, slant flats, quick slants, 9 routes. Yeah, you're not going to get open as much. So I expect this number to increase as the year goes on, as long as Mike McCarthy dials it up similar to how he did last week. Because if you dial it up against Detroit, there are plays to be made. Mike just got to pick up the phone. He just got to pick up the phone. Now, with all this man comes Aaron Glenn. Again, this is an aggressive defense. They like to blitz. They up their blitz rate the second half of 2021, or 2022, if you guys remember Dak's first game back. Their defense was historically bad, and then their defense got way better in that second half because Aaron Glenn was just like, screw it, we're getting aggressive. Last year, they were 11th in blitz rate. This year, they're 5th. So they're going to send the house. Dak is good against the blitz. He can recognize it. You just got to be prepared for it. Geno Smith was blitzed last week 17 times, had a touchdown and a pick. And he didn't complete 60% of his passes. So he was up and down in it, and he was sacked. But again, we're talking about Dak not Geno Smith. He usually can rip up a defense if they're going to blitz. And if you're going to blitz and run man behind it, right? It's not his own blitz. He really can tear it up. You just have to block it up. You just got to block it up. But because they're aggressive, this is where I would like to see them utilize the play action game a lot more. Utilize some more of the motion. It's almost the same exact situation as last season with the Lions from what I've studied. Last year, because they're linebackers, talented as they are, a young group, they get downhill. They are very aggressive. They're taught to do this. That's why I talked about this last year as in regards to our backers and theirs. They're taught to just fire downhill. They really do not care about the pass if they show any type of run action, like true run action, and it creates opportunities behind them, right? And if you're going to blitz, even better, because now they're really not peeling back. But no, we don't want this one. Messing up there we go. If they are, when I say they, I mean the Cowboys, Mike McCarthy is aggressive in, how he dials this thing up. He can find some opportunities with these linebackers playing downhill as much as they do. This was a red zone play. Cowboys could use some help in the red zone. Let's see how they can get that help in scoring touchdowns. They come out in a condensed formation and they run a run action. I like to differ from play action to run action. I believe on this play, the run action is going to be this offensive lineman pulling with this H-back pulling, and it looks like a run, right? And because of that, we're going to get a reaction from these linebackers, and right behind that, you're going to have the tight end shake loose, wide open for an easy touchdown. So, play action, run action, motion, pre-snap, snap. Sean McVay, we know they're going to run a ton of motion. They'll do this a lot. They'll run motion, speed motion to the same side twice. But take a look at the corner. It also affects the corners as well. He's got his eyes in the backfield, expecting probably a run, because a lot of the times what you'll get with a team like the Rams is they use their wide receivers in the blocking game, right? So he's looking to see, okay, if they show any type of play action, this could potentially be a run because they will run out of this pistol. Well, they show the run action, and take a look at the cornerback who bites, and all he needs to do is show leverage just a little bit, and it's going to open up that window right behind him. He bites, and now, and I love this play design, by the way. Now you have, this is a wide open throw in the NFL, but I mean, it's a damn good throw here by Matt Stafford, and damn good catch by Cooper Kupp. So again, more run action, play action. We're going to have some more run action. This time, they're going to show a zone type of look here with the flow of the offensive line going this way. And Kyler Murray showing the run action. And look what it does. These guys are cheating up. Everybody's coming down. And you kind of lose track of what's behind you here. And what's behind you is this wide receiver running this out, wide open, deliver, get upfield. This is a very aggressive defense. Use that aggressive nature against them. Now, this might be one of the best plays against them you'll see all year. Granted, a lot of teams are running this. The Cowboys ran it earlier, haven't seen it since, but would love for them to do it. Orbit motion, right, which we're going to show a screen look. He's going to pretend like he's out here blocking, and he's going to get upfield. And right around that, you're going to have Mike Evans kind of run these guys off. What he's trying to do is put these two safeties in a bind. And if he can put them in a bind, you're going to get a guy wide open. So we're trying to attack this guy. We want him to bite. We want these safeties to take on Mike Williams. And if you sell this right enough, just enough, you can get a wide open player. And that's what happens with Chris Godwin. He sells it. So he's selling the block. You're going to get the cornerback to bite on it. Get Mike Williams. This is why it's important to run your routes is hard, even if you're not getting the ball. Mike Williams is going to sell his route. We're going to get the corner and the safety taking on Mike. And look what happens here. Wide open for a pitch and catch. This is scheming your guys wide open. And you're able to do that against a defense like this because they are extremely aggressive. They really want to play downhill as a group. Plus, just basic football instincts, right? I say that all the time. There's this misconception that you have to be really good running team to get guys to bite on play action. You don't. What you have to be is a really good run action team. You have to show the action, show a guard, tackle, tight end type of pull, show a zone look, show something that gets these guys moving. If it's just shotgun and pretending to put it, that's whack. That's never going to work consistently. What works against this defense consistently is showing a run action or eye candy to them. They're aggressive by nature. Use it against them. If they attack them in that manner, like don't come out here and we're first play of the game or throwing in the flat to Rico Dowdle like you did against the Ravens. Don't come out here and do that. Attack these boys. Get them on their heels, and then maybe you'll be able to create some running lanes to where you just need moments in the run game. You had moments last week in the run game. You didn't need to go for $150. You just needed that 4.4, that 106 yards. If we can get moments in the run game, you keep them on their heels. You can throw the ball on them. Granted, I think Brian Branch is a fantastic player. Kirby Joseph, really good safety. They upgrade their corners, but I don't think this is some shutdown. This is not a shutdown pass defense. It's just it isn't. But I think you can get plays on them, big plays, if you dial it up. I just need Mike to pick up that phone. If you pick up that phone like he did in Pittsburgh, and the Cowboys convert in the red zone, you should be able to score some points on this team. I know they're only 10th. I mean, they are 10th in scoring, and they've been subpar in the red zone, but you've been awful in the red zone. So something has to give. Get down there, punch that thing in. All right, let's get a couple more callers before we get up out of here. 202, what it do?
Thank you, bro, for adding me up, man. Thank you.
No problem.
I wanted to tell you 2 things, you know what I'm saying? Like, what you call it? That, what you just explained to me, that was the best thing I ever seen. I ain't gonna lie, because you know, what you call it? I'm only 17 years old, you know what I'm saying? I be watching some Cowboy people, but that right there, what you just did, that was the best.
Oh, man, appreciate it, brother.
You explained that so well and, like, understandable. You know what I'm saying?
I try. That means a lot, man, because, like, I'm learning all the time. I ask a lot of people. I'm much older than you, but I still ask a lot of people that have been around the game and study the game. So I try to explain it in the manner that I can understand it. So if you're understanding it, then I'm doing my job.
Yeah, bro. Because you know sometimes when they be trying to explain it, I be trying to understand, but sometimes I don't. You know what I'm saying? But that right there, I explained everything. I understood everything that you were saying. But I wanted to say, what you call it, about this Lions. The only thing I'm worried about is their offense. Because their defense is cool, but it's like, I feel like we can control their defense. You know what I'm saying? It's their offense I'm really worried about. Running backs and all that stuff like that.
No, I feel you. I'm with you. I think the heavy, if you want to call it heavyweight matchup, because the Cowboys are a little bit depleted, but the most important matchup, and I said this yesterday, I think you win the game if you are able to win the line of scrimmage against the Lions. That's tough to do because the Lions' offense, their offensive line is really good, their run game is really good, and you don't have the guys up front in this game, but you just need these guys to all play their best football of their lives to do it. And I'm just asking you to do it one time. I don't need you to do it 17 times. Just do it one time, right? But, yeah, their offense is the more concerning matter in this game. Their defense, while it's been good, and they got a dude in Aiden Hudson, I think there are a lot more kinks in that armor than there is on the offensive side of the ball.
And I got a question, right? Do you think they're going to put Aiden Hutchinson on on Guyton, or they're going to leave him on Smith?
Or you mean on Terrence? They're probably going to.
Yeah, I mean Terrence.
Yeah, he's going to be on both sides, I think. When you go look at where he lines up 62% of the time on the left side, so that would be Terrence Steele's side, and then 38% of the time on the right side. So he's everywhere. But I got a feeling Aaron Glenn and their defensive line coach, if they find a mouse in the house type situation, I'm not sure if you know what that means because I've been using that for a minute. Basically, in basketball, say, a point guard gets a pick and now he's on a center, that's a mouse in the house. Uh-huh. You give the ball to the center because he got a point guard on him. So if they find that Tyler Guyton is the mouse in the house, he's the weak link, they might just keep him over there on important downs. So That's the thing about Aiden Hutchinson. He doesn't have just one side he's staying on 100%. He's going to play both.
Yeah, what you call it? One more thing, and I'm out. Like how Dak Prescott said, man, jump off if you want. Because, the one thing I hate, this is the thing I hate about certain Cowboy fans, right? They jump off way too early. Like the season just started. Listen, I would understand if we was in the middle of the season and this started happening. Okay, that's concerning. We can fix up some things. You know what I'm saying? The season just started. We can fix up some things, right? And everybody jumping off too early, man, it's just kind of like, it gets me mad. It gets me mad a little bit. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, brother. So what I've done, I understand the frustration of Cowboy, especially Cowboy fans that have been around for a long time. It's been 3 decades. So when they get mad and upset, I've come to the conclusion I get it, because you're not just mad and upset at one game. You're mad and upset about 30 years, and it just so happens to be that this game is the last thing that happened. So if you kind of change your perspective, you might be like, all right, look, it's annoying. Trust and believe me, it's annoying. But I totally get it. And until the Cowboys make a run in the playoffs, expect every single time they take a L, there's going to be a lot more noise than when they get the dub.
All right, bro. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I just wanted to come up here.
Hey, man, good call. Appreciate you, man.
You welcome.
Y'all wild, man. Hey, I should have got your name. Hey, look, man, I hope you don't take yourself too seriously. And I don't know how new you are. Fantastic call, by the way, to only be 17. But if you happen to take a look in the chat, just laugh at it, bro. Just have a good time with it. But I ain't gonna hold you, my boy. You sound like you're 32. You sound like you the connect. And I ain't talking about, I'm talking about you what is it? What's the term? The Kevin Bacon seven ways from Kevin Bacon away from Columbia, dog. Where you at in the chat, bro? We're gonna have a little fun with it, because boy, you said 17. That's ain't no way. Ain't no way. But nah, man, I appreciate the kind words, truly. Yeah, he was cool, Chris. He was cool as hell. Great call. But I do hope he can laugh a little bit. Wait, are y'all They're using the bad boy term. 17? Mother, you look 30. Yeah, dog, you sound you sound 30, my guy. You sound like you've been going through the problems most of us been going through with the Cowboys for 25, 30 years. Yes, sir. That's good stuff, though, man. G said allergies and asthma. Nah, dog, I just think, bro, you got a deep voice, man. There it is, 6 degrees of separation, Kevin Bacon, whatever that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He's 6 degrees away from Columbia. That's what he. I like to connect. That was fun. Hey, Maserati, what's up with you?
What's up, family?
Oh, that's you. Oh, so his name is Kenny, KB.
Yeah.
No, not you, bro. My bad. I just happened to see. He said, "Nah, bro, I can take a joke." I bet. I'm glad you could take a joke, bro, because they was roasted in the chat. That shit was funny, but I ain't really want to say nothing because you was on the roll here on the phone. But I appreciate you being a good sport, KB. Go ahead though, Maserati.
No, I like Simmons. That'll be a disruptor in the middle. What they never had since
speaking of numbers.
My boy was doing weed and he left.
David Irvin, yeah. And David Irvin would play like 5 games, decide he don't want to show up, get suspended, come back, play a game, like, oh, we got David Irvin. Nope, suspended. Yeah, so David Irvin was the last one.
Yeah, that was crazy. But if you get somebody like Simmons, that'll be dangerous. You don't want that. They really hate us. But on that pass play, I see what he's saying. If he would have threw it, he got to throw it fast if he don't, because that safety would have been coming.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Either Brooks would have had to sit down in that hole right there, right, for the 1st
Mm-hmm.
down, or if he's running a slant, and if the thought process was to throw that slant, Mykkele he's getting his head cut off. Like, he's going to either have to make a contested catch or he's going to get rocked. One of the two. But in reality, that play was, if you remember it, if you go back and look at the broadcast copy, they rushed to the line of scrimmage, and it looked like, I don't know if they brought it up, it looked like he was trying to catch them off sides. And honestly, it kind of looked like TJ Watt jumped off sides. But they were trying to catch Hayward getting off the field, and it was just, all right, free play, throw it up. But those dudes weren't on the same page. So it was just a mess from start to finish. I don't think it had anything to do with, well, I'm not going here because the play call. It was, hey, get to the line. They're scrambling off. Let me get it to my best guy. That was the play. And I've seen him do that a few times, and it didn't work out. I think last year he tried to catch somebody offsides. I don't know what game it was, and they didn't call it. And I don't know if it was an interception, but it was an incomplete pass.
Yeah. But on that same play, if he just would have still made your boy go all the way around, and I wish he would have just ran to the right and scrambled like he about to run toward the end zone, and then he could have probably threw a pass or at least got 5 or 6 yards. Either way.
Yeah, if you go look at it, let me go see. Maybe what I would have done is just run. I know we always make fun of these things. Just on that particular, you can't even run that. Never mind. Yeah, there just was nothing there. Just not a good decision. Just nothing there. Right?
Yeah. And then on that sack, he went back too far. The middle was open, like me and you said. He could have ran there, but he got
he just stepped up. He tried to drift.
Yeah.
Just again another boneheaded decision not to just take the sack or throw it away. Yeah.
Yeah. Stop trying to get too cute. Just throw it away or run for 1 yard or 2 yards or just get time.
Those two decisions really overshadow what was in general a ridiculously good game. Like when you go back and you watch this thing, I don't know if it had been a blowout because they would have kicked the field goal on one of them. And who knows what they would have done on the other play, on the other time they got down there. They hadn't been scoring. Even if you just get 6 points, it's 26 to whatever. But I'm just saying for him, like between the 20s was surgical. But those two plays overshadowed that entire game. I know the third play, the second interception, I'm not really tripping on that one. But the fumble and the Lamb interception, just boneheaded decisions.
Well, second interception, if he was just threw it in front of him, he'd have got been a big play.
He wanted to give his guy a shot. You're probably not going to like to hear this. Tolbert doesn't really come out of that break thinking he's getting a rock. He just doesn't.
Yeah.
He kind of slows up a bit. He wants to give his guy a shot. He thinks he got one-on-one. I don't like the decision there. I know they're trying to get, aggressive. So that's why I'm like, whatever. You're trying to get aggressive and take a shot. But Tolbert, in that situation, I know he did have a contested catch. I think it was against Baltimore. First down, though, brother. I just could keep moving the ball down the field. I didn't think it was necessary, although I'm not tripping on that one because that one wasn't like a boneheaded decision. It was, I'm going to give my guy a shot. Didn't work out.
Yeah. It's just like he has got the key for me is the play calling this week.
Yes.
The play calling got to be on point. Can't be calling boring plays. You know what I'm saying? Keep it exciting. That way, this offense can really move. Because he's going to have a lot of plays that he can score. Because Tampa Bay was throwing beautiful play calling. I was like, man, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
Arizona.
Yeah, their offensive coordinator, I'm going to keep monitoring him. I was talking to Foots about them. I was like, hey, man, I'm starting to like this guy, so I'm going to follow up on him throughout the year. But Liam Cohen, yeah, he can dial it up. He can dial it up early in games, too.
Yeah, that Tampa Bay coordinator's calling beautiful plays.
Yeah, they got a nice little.
I'm like, wow, I didn't know Tampa Bay had plays like this. I'm talking about the play calling's been beautiful for Tampa Bay. So, but and the need is the defense Please don't throw 21 out there this fast, bro. If he ain't ready, don't rush this kid back, bro.
21. So Carson.
Yeah.
I mean, he participated in 4, bro. I mean, we'll see. But you're right. If
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Go ahead.
I don't like how he play corner, bro.
Mm.
He played too far off, man. I don't like that. That pisses me off, man.
Mm.
You can't get no bump, and they go up. They could play like they throwing it up and go. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like, whoop, he wide open, touchdown. Come on, man. Especially with our safety.
So Marv, so you know he's a 5th round corner. He's your 4th corner. Even though some people was trying to push J. Lou up out of here, don't think I ain't forget about that.
Now J. Lou is the best corner so far.
Yeah,
he's
your 4th. He's your 4th. You know he's gonna go through his ups and downs.
Yeah, I don't mind that. But I'm saying I'd rather him go up and down. Let him play bump and run. And a safety over the top.
8-10 WAP.
If the safety is covered. You know what I'm saying? But that number 27, I love that 27, man. Cut 25. Put him on a practice squad. He's a practice squad player.
That's the most accurate thing I've heard when it came to Marv. 25. Who's 25? Oh, Booth? Nah, yeah. You could just move on from Booth. Put him back in the booth, man.
Booth is horrible, man. Can't cover her. Can't cover your grandma.
Sound like that. Yeah, Amani Aware is their guy now. Their 5th guy, 6th guy, whatever it is. Yeah, he's their
Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God. And bring him to the game, because if 26 is going to play, you got to be careful, because you don't want to re-injure. You know what I'm saying?
He practiced in full, man. And Mike McCarthy said he was kind of like, hey, man, look, it's not like we're just throwing him out there for the first time. He's been working with Britt Brown doing football things in general. So it's not like, all right,
for 6 weeks.
Right. It's not like, oh, this is our first time we're seeing him out here. No, he's been working up towards this. So,
okay.
Yeah,
you're right. They got eyes better than us. But I just want that corner, because what you call this, he would throw some picks. You know, he'll run sometimes, but it's not like we checking the Baltimore quarterback or the Pittsburgh quarterback. I think fast.
No, yeah. This dude ain't moving. He got cement in his feet. This is a what did I say yesterday? I compared him to Drew Bledsoe. He's a Drew Bledsoe type quarterback. That dude can't move for nothing.
Yeah. So this is perfect.
Yeah.
He played different football. And y'all, I'm telling you, a lot of people gonna be shocked on Sunday. Watch, I ain't gonna say nothing. Y'all gonna be shocked. This is a game I think Dak Prescott about to really go off. But it's up to McCarthy. McCarthy, please don't cause boring plays, and Dak, use your legs. Stop trying to be.
You know what's funny? You could tell he was thinking about that after he took that sack fumble. You could tell he was like, I no more drifting, no more. He start after that 2.3, step up, dip out, touchdown to Rico Dowdle. After that 2.3, let me try to get the completion to who was it? It was incompletion, but he tried to throw it to Brevin Span Ford, right? Like you could see he was purposely trying to get up out of there after that 2.3. But yeah, you got to be a little bit more mindful to start the game.
Thank you. So number 60 played this week. Number 60, come on now.
Yeah, in closing, Mark. In closing.
In closing, I want 60 to play better. You know, help somebody to help them. Put somebody over there and help them. And it's just all good plays. And how about them Cowboys?
How about it, Marv? Appreciate you, brother. Boy, you really got to push Marv to the in closing. Cause what I love about Marv, just when you think it's in closing, right? You say what you say, and it sounds like a closing statement. He'd be like, "That's right, you got it." And that number 60, man. Let me tell you, damn, I've been 5 minutes, bro. You want to the whole team? You gotta love Marv. Let me show you the play I'm talking about. The second interception. Just got greedy on this. I bet you he'd tell you he got greedy too. Jalen Tolbert is here. think CD is going to go. And this is what, when I saw CD do this sprint motion and then release in the slot like this, I said, oh, CD about to get open. I'm like, I can't wait to see this on film. But I just thought for sure we were getting a big play, right? But take a look at Minkah Fitzpatrick. Right? Take a look. So right now, it looks like CD might be open. But as soon as those hips flip, that over is no longer there, technically. And that's where Dak really wants to go. He wants to hit this over route, play a little bit longer. Not only do you got Minkah here, now you have the safety peeling back, plus you got the linebacker. So from this look, just this picture, you're like, oh, all right, bet Minkah. You got your hips turned. You want to run towards CeeDee Lamb. I should have this deep shot to Jalen Tolbert. What I wish this was, though, and again, this is where you can make a build technically, and I don't got my tools to show you. But the build could be on this push motion. CD's running up the seam to attack the safety, or running a deep post here to really push this safety, and then you got a dig underneath. So kind of a quasi dagger type situation where Diggs or Sale, but this thing sails out. So Lamb is running up the seam or a deep post to push the safety, and underneath that, you got that anticipatory throw. You're going to have a window wide open right here, and then you hit him. But what ends up happening is once Minkah sees that there's a release, he flips back. And Minkah's pretty good, but even still, and he just overshoots it here. This is a good play. I mean, this is a tough interception. But take a look at Jalen Tolbert in the middle of the route. I'll let it play. Right there. Kind of slows up a bit. I don't think he really was expecting to get that rock, which, again, probably shouldn't have in general, because Porter is playing well. He's playing over top of him. And if you're not running a dig type of route, this is going to be tough unless you give him a 50-50 jump ball where you got to underthrow it a bit. But if you underthrow this is a pick. So this was just, you shouldn't have went here. There was no way. Now I say you shouldn't have, but when you see this from Minkah Fitzpatrick, you're thinking, I have this route, so I get it. But because of the design, meaning he's still pushing upfield, well, all Minkah has to do is flip his hips and just run backwards, as opposed to flipping his hips and having to fire downhill on a deep end, a deep dig. So Minkah can just float back, and this is good coverage right here. So, but that one to me is the less egregious of the turnovers. But yeah, I just wanted to show that play. But here's the thing about going to CD real quick. Once again, Special K, you got to understand what the quarterback's seeing here. Where are you going to CD? Right? Like, he's trying to go to CD, but look at Dak's eyes and look where. Well, right. Look at these hips. Look where CD's at. The corner's peeling back. Like, how are we getting to CeeDee Lamb here expecting this to be, I mean, it's going to have to be a damn near perfect throw, because in reality, and again, I wish I had my tools, Minkah Fitzpatrick is just firing down because you're throwing it in a spot. He's firing down over here. This safety is fading back, so you can't underthrow it. This linebacker, he's not running an in route. He's running kind of more of an over or a deep post or what have you. Where are you, like, again, if he's throwing this here, Minkah's here. Minkah's coming here. Look where this corner is. There's no throw to CeeDee Lamb unless you throw some quasi back shoulder high jump ball situation. And you can't do that because he's running. You can't see it, again, no tools. He's running an over. He's not running a stop route. So I don't think there's a throw there. I don't think there's a throw here. The throw was to just check it down. That's the throw. Don't get greedy. Check it out. Taka says he's wide open. This is what people do. This is what the people do. They'll go to like this part right here and be like, oh, CD was wide open. Now they'll screenshot it. Look, CD's wide open. That's not really what happened, though. That's why it's important to get that, to take a look at that bird's eye view. Let's get two more. We got East Coast Dwight and then 714. What's good, East Coast Dwight?
Hey, what's going on, Scott?
How you doing?
Yeah, real quick, man. I was looking at that play too that you was talking about.
First down, Twine.
I think that one that you was that you were showing with that interception.
This one or the Lamb one?
The one that you just showed.
Okay, the Tolbert one. Yeah. What about it?
Yeah, the one that Tolbert. I think, man, on that play right there, I think if Dak had a probably hit him like in stride, I mean, it's like one of those tight windows. But on that play, I think just held on to it just a little bit too long because he overthrew him. If he had hit him when he first made his break, because when you were just showing it, it looks like he had just a slight window to get it in there if he had to throw it on a rope instead of trying to put air underneath of it. Because when he put air underneath of it, that's how he overthrew him. And Tobin had the angle.
It's tough to rope
but he
this
just
throw,
couldn't get it
though.
him.
It's tough to rope. I'm trying to see what you mean by throwing on a rope. So you mean, so here's the thing. If he's running a post, yes. But I think this was, let me see here. It's kind of like a skinny post, I guess. Let me run it back one time. Outside numbers, rounds it out. Yeah, I'm not really sure what he's running. This isn't really a post. It's not a dig. It's just kind of a 9 turned into a quasi post. If you look at where he's throwing it, and this was a situation that happened with the CeeDee Lamb missed touchdown against the Ravens. I wish I had my tools. When they're practicing this, they're actually throwing to spots. So right here, you see Tolbert is running outside the numbers. If you notice where Dak is throwing this ball, it's outside the numbers. But then Tolbert kind of veers inside the numbers right here, and watch where the ball is thrown. More towards outside. Not saying it's outside the numbers, but it's more towards that way. So
exactly.
I just don't think he should have thrown it in general. The throw was not there. You know what I'm saying? He just shouldn't have thrown it. He just should have did it.
Because, I mean, it's just like what you were saying, because I was looking at the fact, because, I mean, I don't know which way his route was supposed to have been.
Yeah.
But I
don't think he was expecting it. I think Tolbert was thinking, hey, I'm a clear out route. I'm trying to clear this safety right here to get CeeDee Lamb open. And he kind of, if you go look at how he runs it, he's just kind of like just really running a route. It's not a specific. He's just kind of running down. And then like, the ball's coming to me. And we got a little bit of an overthrow here. So.
Yeah. And then that other one that you was talking about when you was talking with that other guy, I don't know why a lot of people keep thinking Jerry got something to do with the money, has something to do with how the play's called on the field. I mean, I understand Jerry needs to get the ball to – I mean, we got to get the ball to his money makers, but that's between the coaches. Jerry don't have nothing to do with –
No. I think now, if he was talking in general – there is something to politics. There's a reason why I have this button, right? Like there's a reason why I have this button. But he was specifically talking about is Dak going away from everyone else because CeeDee Lamb got paid and they're forcing it to CeeDee Lamb. No, CeeDee Lamb is one of the best offensive players in the National Football League. You damn right you're going to try to get him the ball a lot in the game. So what he's trying to say is because of the money, and that's where we disagree. I don't think it has nothing to do with the money. He didn't get paid last year, and CeeDee Lamb had the most targets or top 3 in the National Football League. It ain't got shit to do with the money. He's that guy. Now, do politics, do they play a factor? I don't disagree with politics playing a factor, sure. But on that specific play, in this specific game, in this specific season, clearly they're not just saying, well, CeeDee Lamb's getting paid, we're going to throw him the ball 20 times a game. That's not happening. Hasn't happened yet.
Right. Yeah. I'm saying that's why I said, I mean, because I understand that. And I mean, that's why I said, and that's what bothers me is because, I mean, everybody wants to make it about the money. I mean, I understand it, like you said, as far as politics. But I mean, if you keep it 100 as far as the scheme and what is the route coverage that these guys are supposed to be running. And it's like Jerry doesn't have no idea or don't know like if a guy's supposed to be running a slant, Jerry doesn't know if that guy's running a slant or is he going to do a hook or whatever it is. He don't even really hardly know the plays like that. So it's not like he's going to call down and say, okay, I want this play ran. Nah, man. He can't do that because he that's why he paid the offensive coordinator and all these other guys to get all of that stuff down there, because he don't have time to be worrying about which route coverage is what and who he's gonna pay.
He might not say what play should be called, but I have actual proof that he has a say in who gets the ball. First of all, Cole Beasley said it, but a lot of people say Cole Beasley, was a disgruntled whatever, right? Now, when I say proof, I mean there's evidence of him saying, well, certain somebody stirs the pot, he needs to get the rock, right? Certain somebody, it runs through that offense, they need to get the rock, and then you see it play out, even though that guy is hampered or injured, and the other guy is outplaying him because he's the better back at the moment, but they don't really go towards it. Politics is real, bro. It's real in general. It's definitely real in Dallas. But in this specific case, I don't think it has anything to do with anything when it comes to CeeDee Lamb. But in other cases, I think it's real.
Right. And as far as them Detroit Lions, man, I think it's going to be a close game. But I still think we're going to pull it off, because one thing that I'm looking at is that matchup. That if you look and you see the last couple of games, and I know you watch your film session, and I appreciate you and Vach and all y'all, man. Y'all do an excellent job, man. Law, all of y'all do an excellent job. But that one is my man Jordan Lewis, man. I mean, I'm a huge Michigan fan, and and it's like he's actually playing the way he's supposed to have been playing. When I watched him from college, that is exactly how he played in college. And him and St. Brown, that's going to be a matchup right there. And I think J. Lou is going to lock him down.
Look, man, Jordan, I was on a Lions podcast yesterday, and they kind of asked me to give like one bold prediction or whatever. And I said, well, Jordan Lewis tends to play up against the Lions. He's from Detroit, hometown team. He's a dog in general. There's a different type of energy he gets when he plays them. And then you got Amon-Ra St. Brown chirping, right? And I love what Jordan Lewis said yesterday to Patrick Nosey Walker. It's like, hey, man, Amon-Ra St. Brown said you were saying some crazy things last year. Like, what's up with that? And he was like, oh, he said that? Man, look, sometimes I black out, but whatever I said, I bet you I meant it. I said, J. Lou.
Yeah. He said say it again.
I'll say it again. That's what he said. I'll say it again. So I got J. Lou getting another interception against the Lions for the third consecutive game. He has a pick in 21, 22, 23, and I think he'll get a pick this year, 24.
Right. And then in closing on this one, what do you think about what's his name, Dono or Eva Wanye in this game? Because they like to pass. I'm hoping they put Wanye in there more on passing routes and stuff like that, because, man, Donald's been getting beat a lot on those passing options and stuff like that, man. I don't know if he's out of position or he's just taking bad angles. I don't know what it is. I just think Wanye is a better cover when it comes to those type of guy.
Yeah, I think he's our best cover guy. And they don't pass the ball a lot, actually, but they can pass the ball. This year they only have their 18th in passing attempts. They run the ball a crap ton. So
right.
Look, man, I say this all the time, every week. I want to see Wanye. At this point, I really don't care who needs to come off the field. I want to see more Wanye Thomas, because I just think Wanye Thomas just has a ceiling where he can do everything. Maybe not at an A+ level, but he's a B player in damn near everything he does. So I kind of want to see him out there. Is it this the week? I don't know. He played a few more snaps last week in Pittsburgh, but it really wasn't around the ball, so it was basically meaningless. Is this the week? Maybe if Sam Laporta is featured, sometimes you'll see defenses have a guy that they match up with certain players. I think Wanye could carry Sam Laporta. I think that'd be great. I don't know, brother. I don't think they're going to do it. I think they're going to continue to stick with Dono and Malik Hooker in these games, and until they're giving up all these points to these type of teams because the two losses, aside from that deep touchdown pass, it was you getting ran on, right? And then you look at week 1 where they played great, and weeks 3 and 4 where they weren't throwing the ball deep down the field on you and scoring touchdowns, or weeks 4 and 5, I should say. It wasn't like the passing game was going off on you. Once they got into the red zone, they just tripped you up with that number 83. Great play call, by the way. I thought they should have adjusted, but I think it's going to take, again, injuries or just egregious play to see him out there, which I wish they could kind of battle in practice, but that's just me.
Right. So why can't they do what do you think about doing like a, I guess a nickel or zone coverage with those?
Are you talking about like a big nickel?
Yeah, and have both of them on the field. Let Donald field a run and have Wanye do the run.
That's Dan Quinn. That's a Dan Quinn staple. That's not a Mike McCarthy or Mike Zimmer. I'm sorry. Mike Zimmer doesn't do a lot. But there was a play, very surprised too. It was like on first down, I think, when I went back and looked at the film. There was a play where they had 3 safeties. They just played like a quarters coverage. They just said, screw it. We're just going to put a safety dead in the middle, and they had Dono and Malik on the outside. Guess who the safety was in the middle?
It was Wanye, wasn't it?
It was Israel Mukuamu. I thought that was interesting. Yeah, Izzy was out there.
Yeah,
let's see if I can find that.
Yeah. All right, man. I appreciate you, and I want to thank you guys and Cowboy Nation for the prayers and stuff, man. I spoke to my man about his wife passing away. He's still having a rough time, but I mean, he said he hanging in there. But like I said, I appreciate everyone sending up the prayers, man.
Hey, that's the chat. One thing they're gonna do, we might roast you, we might have some fun, but if you're going through anything, they will send prayers and they'll be there for you in this chat, brother. So shouts out to them.
All right, man. Keep doing the good work, man. Much love for you, man. To all the other content creators, man. Keep up the good work. I enjoy what y'all do, man.
Thank you, brother. Salute.
Hey.
Yeah, let me pull this play up. It didn't start with him being deep, but he ended up going deep. This is Israel Mukuamu right here, y'all. Dono, Malik Hooker. Oh, I see why. It's 3rd and 24. I thought it was 1st and 10. Nah, it's 3rd and 24. So this just makes sense now. Never mind. Really not as big of a deal as I thought it was. So scratch that, I guess. But Izzy got out there, man. Izzy had a couple snaps, only 3. But this is what they decided to do with him. Just everybody dropping back. But he doesn't usually run 3 safeties. He's going to run 2 safeties. That's what they're going to do. In closing with 714. What's up?
Good morning, Skywalker Steel. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing fine. How are you, man?
I'm doing fine. Much prayers to your previous caller with him and his family.
Yes.
His
friend's family, I believe it was.
Prayers for him and his family. I'm thinking about them right now, and much love to them. Give positive energy for them. And about the Cowboys, Rain Dakota Prescott, he's going to do fine against the Lions. The defense is formidable, but I think Prescott will play a good game. What I'm looking at is the defensive ends this game against the offensive line of the Lions in the running game. Let's see how they try to stop the run. Let's see how the defensive line does that this week without the starters defensive ends.
Yeah, I think I labeled this. I sent the video to our people. It's a David versus Goliath. I'm actually going to post the video probably later today. It's a David versus Goliath type of situation where you have an elite offensive line and an elite run game against a depleted defensive line that, doesn't have dudes up front like that. So you're going to need to be David in this one.
Yeah, and also I think Tony Ferguson is going to have a good game.
Jake? Talking about Jake?
Jake Ferguson.
Yep.
My bad, man. Man, I work the graveyard shit, and I'm not as fuck right now. I'm working for my Friday night. I actually had a beer already, too. I need to get some sleep, man.
So you're already on the what they do on 105? What you drinking, what you thinking? You're already on the drinking part.
Man, you know, I was watching live footage of the hurricane the other night too, and I was like, damn, them dudes, people out there. I saw pictures of and videos of people staying at the beach right when the eye hit the fucking storm over there. It was like, man, these dudes are crazy over there, just fucking chilling over there and all that. I was like, damn. And, yeah, people lost their homes, too, and that sucks, man. You got to think about them, too, you know?
No, I feel you.
Yeah, but appreciate you, sir. Hey, go Cowboys. I'm looking at defensive ends. I feel like, in my opinion, that's a pinpoint of this game to see if we're going to lose and what we do moving forward. I feel like that's a position that we actually need to improve. We can improve throughout this season with picks or trades and all that. But, yeah, love this guy. Love you, Cowboy Nation. Hey, man, go Cowboys. Peace.
Salute. My man said this is Friday. He getting it started early. I don't blame you, man. Don't blame you at all. Y'all don't believe him. He did say Tony. I know what he meant when he said Tony Ferguson, but man, sometimes you look like a Tony, man. They got the little seasoning on Jake over there. Jake? All right, let's get to, if I missed any supers, apologies. I'm going to get to that right now. Right now. Shout out to Pat McAfee. Nope. No, we're good to go. We're good to go on this end. Good stuff today. Good passion today. For those who are new, y'all might see me always fussing with somebody, but dog, it's just our passion. That's all it is, man. I appreciate y'all. Hallelujah said, pass me what you smoking, homie. I thought he was drinking. I didn't think he was smoking. If you need something to smoke, hit up KB. You know? I'm just shouts out to our guy KB too. Good stuff today. Tomorrow we got Pat coming through, giving us the skinny on what's happening down there at the Star. Some more injury updates. Eric Kendricks will be on the radio today, probably to give him, his update on his injury. Again, could be a big one. Could be a big one if he's out. See what they do with that. And it's a Fan Friday tomorrow, so we'll hear from you guys. Maybe I'll put out a mailbag. We'll see. We'll see about it. Because going into this week, big game, huge game. We're going to be back at Canvas Sports and Social like we always are. Good food there. Good vibes, good energy. And like I said, we are on the patio now. So a lot more room for those who want to come check us out and hang out. Come on down to Canvas Sports and Social. Deep Ellum. All you got to do is go down in Deep Ellum. That's where they at. And if you can't get down there to Canvas Sports and Social, but you want to get a nice little drink, hit up Specs. Yeah. Hit up Specs, man. Your one-stop destination for unbeatable selections of beer, wine, liquor, and finer foods. Whether you're planning that Cowboys Week 5 watch party or just looking for the perfect bottle. Week 6, watch party. Or looking for the perfect bottle, Specs has you covered. Great prices, great expert advice, and the best brands. You can find it all at Specs. They're here to make your game days easier, too. They got the same-day delivery or curbside pickup if you can't make it inside one of their locations, which are located everywhere here in the greater state of Texas. Specs, cheers to you. Cheers to savings. All right, Cowboys Nation, we're going to go ahead and hit this button. Get up out of here. You say toxic. I remember when alcohol was invented.
Push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn button.
I'm pushing the button. I'm about to go download Underdog Fantasy. I already got it, actually. Go place my bets for Thursday. Make sure you hit up Underdog Fantasy Sports. Download the app. Use the promo code ATOZ. Dallas, Seattle, San Fran tonight. Who you got? I think Seattle might get this one, man. Peace.